Hello everyone and welcome to Zach's Garage. Today we are answering a question that you guys keep asking, which is what is the most underrated car in the collection? And it also happens to be one of my favourite to drive. So being in the Icon room, there are some very cool cars. We've got the Aventador Roadster, a car that is wild for one simple reason. Because if you took this, parked a Bugatti Veyron next to it and took it out in public, people would still go, oh my god, an Aventador, oh and a Bugatti Veyron. This shape, I promise you, mark my words, will be super iconic and these will be worth a lot of money in years to come because it's still held up in today's modern supercar world, even though it's from 2018. But no, not my favourite car to drive. The Countach 25th anniversary, I absolutely love the car. It's about as outrageous as it gets, you know, typical late 80s and yeah, I mean, just the ultimate thing really. It's one of my favourite cars to drive unless I'm in traffic or basically anywhere other than an open road, so not necessarily my favourite car to drive, but it's probably my second favourite. This thing though, this I think is the most underrated car in the Ferrari lineup, but also in the collection, the 365 GTC4, often referred to as a baby Daytona. Now you guys know the Ferrari Daytona, it raced, it was probably one of the most iconic cars in Ferrari's lineup for a very long time, but a lot of people don't know about this. The 365 GTC had power steering, it had air conditioning, it had a radio, had comfy seats. It was more of the grand touring version of a Daytona. And trust me when I say, this is modern day good. I absolutely love this thing. Every time I get in it, drive it, it just makes me smile. Now, admittedly, it has gone for a full restoration. It's had a Ferrari Classic A, which is where you basically send it to a workshop and they look over it, make sure everything's original. They give you a stamp, it's worth a fortune, and then effectively you can say your car's fully original. So we don't drive it as often as I'd like to, but as the sun's out today, I think it's about time we got it out and I can just enjoy it because I love this car. So hop in with me and let's just go for a drive somewhere. In order to get any cars out of here, we've got to move some. So in this case, it's this and the red banger behind me. So let's fire the Koenigsegg up. You probably want to head to the back for that bit because it sounds cool. An important thing to remember is when we're moving cars, is when you have them outside, leave them running, get warm, you know, every little bit helps. So by keeping them running, especially if they're turbocharged, warms everything up, stops everything, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. So, on to the next car. Also, another thing you've got to try and remember is make sure it's not plugged in, because I've gone through about 6 chargers in 5 years because I keep forgetting they're plugged in, which is really, really annoying. In 1947, Ferrari introduced one of their most popular V12 engines they would ever make. I'm talking about this, the Colombo V12, a 4.4 litre naturally aspirated engine that was built for torque. Now originally it was put in very famous race cars such as the Daytona Competizione. Now you're going to hear the word Daytona quite a lot because often people will look at this car and go, oh look, a Ferrari Daytona. But it's not. The Daytona was an earlier car that featured very, very similar body lines, but actually had quite a few pitfalls in comparison to the GTC. Now, the Daytona GTB didn't have power steering. It was built for more competition use. You can see it in many films. They made the gorgeous Daytona convertible, but to drive on a day-to-day basis, it was a bit of a race car of somewhat. This, however, was their ultimate Grand Tourer, and actually, I've driven all of the V12 Ferraris, well, the front-engine ones anyway, for the moderns, and actually this car compares to the moderns. It's got power steering, it's got air conditioning, it's currently 25 degrees outside, and I haven't got the window down, I'm not particularly hot. The car not only features power steering, but it also features a beautiful 5-speed gearbox, which is just the right amount for motorway driving. The car, God knows what speed it'll do, but I know I've had it abroad at well over 120 miles an hour with my hands on the steering wheel, and the car just sits perfectly true. The car is unfortunately somewhat underrated because everyone thinks, oh well, the Daytona is the greatest of all of them. Well, in some ways, yes, it is technically a more special car, but to anyone who's driven them, especially if someone's driven a GTC and a Daytona, well, driving wise, this is just nicer to drive. Okay, maybe it doesn't sound quite as good, or maybe isn't quite as fast, but actually, look, it's effortless. It's absolutely effortless. The suspension is gorgeous. The steering is, frankly, to die for. Ironically, we've actually got a daily driver that's a 365 GTC4 Lusso, or is it 36? I get confused because there's so many V12 Ferraris. The GTC4 Lusso, not the 365, and the GTC4 Lusso doesn't drive as nice as this V12, and this car is significantly older. The Lusso is a 2020 car, this is a 1970s car, but it just feels timeless, and that's what I love about it. It's comfy, you'll lean quite far back, but just in the right angle to be able to really get the feeling for it, and then when you decide to open it up, she rewards you with not only buckets of torque, but actually not only a decent amount of power, but decent speed. You know, this car is sitting at 3,000 RPM at 80 miles an hour. It's doing modern day RPMs. One of the things I love about this car that people just don't get is how instant the power is. I'm in 5th at 60 mile an hour. I change down to 4th. Watch this margin. All I need to do is give it a little bit of go. 60, 70, you get the picture. It is more than effortless. It's just such a cool car. Take a classic car and we try and find something to do to give it meaning. So today we're here at our partners with V Signs. These guys do all the sticker and sign writing for us. I had to pay a couple of invoices, have a little catch up about certain events. So now we're going to hit the road and get back to enjoying what I do best, which is driving. That's debatable. Ferrari 365 GTC4, one of the true unsung heroes of Ferrari's arsenal, with its power steering, 5-speed box and beautiful 4.4 litre V12, she truly is underappreciated. You see, a lot of people can get caught up with the wonderful likes of the Ferrari 5 and the Ferrari Daytona especially, but you can tell these are underappreciated just from how many people don't know what the model is. It's got a big V12, it's got a movable stick in the middle, and it is one of the best driving Ferraris out there. Don't believe me? Ask any Ferrari dealer who's driven classic Ferraris. Chances are they'll probably say the same thing. Now I'd like to take a quick minute just to thank our sponsor for today's video, the Outrun Rally. If you're looking to do a truly unique experience in a car, make sure to click the link down below because they are offering something that very few people are for a price point that I think was fake when I first read it, but actually it is dead true. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on the rally, and I will speak to you next video. Cheers.